What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about Tesla and the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. So Tesla started off with a very nice push. I said I want to see us hold 350 to remain bullish. If we failed at 350, we're looking for a move back down to about 345 and then 343, which is where our 20 EMA has been. So what happened was we failed to hold above 350 and Tesla's beginning to decline. There's lots of negative headlines coming out about Tesla's sales. You guys can see the European sales through the month of July have been released, and so far things are not looking that great for Tesla. Tesla's sales are actually over here, and you guys can see that the blue bar is smaller than the red bar, telling us that in 2025 we had significantly less sales than what we saw in 2024. In fact, the sales are down about 40%. And there's lots of headlines saying that BYD is doing so well. Other companies like VW saw, a decent amount of sales, right? They're still holding up decently, but Tesla remains behind. And then also you have to consider that the European sales are actually up for the overall, automobile markets, and then also for EVs, the sales are up overall, at least in the European markets. But for Tesla, the sales are down 40%. And that's why Tesla's getting lots of criticism right now. I think this is contributing to why Tesla's selling off. Someone in the comments pointed out that Tesla was forming a head and shoulders, and I do agree with that. This looks like a left shoulder, a head and then a right shoulder, but that does not necessarily mean that Tesla has to crash all the way down to the 320s. I mean, it is a possibility, but we're not going to go that far just yet. We're going to take this one step at a time, right? Before you get to C, you have to get to B first. So the first thing I'm looking for is going to be the levels, okay? We need to get back above essentially 350 to try to bounce. If we can't reclaim this, we have resistance at 343. That's our 20 EMA. We got to get back above this at the very least. If we don't, I see a risk of Tesla retesting 336.5 or below. So be careful. We could be returning to the 330s again. Watch 340 if it fails. I'm seeing 336. And then if that fails, we could be dipping a lot more. So be careful with Tesla. We have some negative news about their sales, and this is what's dragging us down so far. And I think there is a risk of more downside for the time being. Tesla's also very weak right now compared to SPY and the QQQ, which are both in the green. Overall, Tesla still has some downside risk. Watch a test of 340. If it doesn't hold, I see us dipping towards 336. Now, for the rest of these, we're gonna be kind of quick. SPY needs to hold above 647.5 to remain stronger and more bullish, at least for the short term. But if we end up losing 645, we could start dumping a lot more. We're in the middle. We pushed, then we dipped, then we pushed again. We are stuck in the middle, just kind of like going back and forth. This might attempt to push for 647.5. I think upside does look a bit more prominent, but I just see us being range bound right now on SPY until we break one of these levels, until we get back above like 648 to really break out, or if we lose 646 to start dumping. We're stuck in the middle, just consolidating. We're just stuck for now. Same thing with the QQQ. If we break 576, we're bullish, but if we lose 573, we're bearish. We're stuck in the middle. When you look at the 4-hour time frame, we're just kind of stuck. We're going to see if we break out higher or not, but I just want to mention that on the triple Q, we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and then we have a right shoulder. So we're going to see if we get a rejection or not. But nonetheless, we have to be very patient with this. There's no guarantee we get a massive rejection, or if we just break out, we're just kind of stuck in the middle. Unless we lose 570 on the QQQ or break past 578 to start looking more bullish. We're still stuck in the middle, but be careful since there is a head and shoulders like pattern developing on the QQQ. On the IWM, we dipped and now we're trying to bounce a little bit. We came very close to 238. If that breaks, we're looking for 240. But if we lose 235, we're looking for a dip to 233. So we're still stuck in the middle, at least for now. For ES, we're looking a little bit more bullish. I want to see 6,500 break to start breaking out to 6,525. But if we lose 6,477, we're going to be dumping back down to 6,459. This could try to push for 6,500, and there is upside potential with PCE data coming out for tomorrow, but then we'll see what happens after that. On NQ, we're looking a bit more decent. We're looking for 23,800 as our target. If we lose 23,600, we're going to be looking for a move back down, but for now, we're favoring upside for 23,800. Bitcoin's looking decent. We're shopping between supply and demand. Resistance is currently at 113,000, but supports at 112,000. So we might just go back and forth between supply and demand. And we'll see if we break out higher or not. For Tesla, like I said before, there's a head and shoulders. We're watching 340. If it doesn't hold, we're looking for 336. Nvidia is range bound right here. We have resistance at 184 and support at 172. So we're stuck in the middle. We'll see if we dip or not from here. Might be retesting 178 though. Apple, however, favors 232 or above. AMD is looking flat. We have resistance at 168. It struggled to break past that. We were supposed to hold above this to push for the 170s. We did touch the levels, but we weren't able to hold above 168 so far. So it might come down to like 163 and then bounce. So we're still technically stuck in the middle. For Coinbase, we need to hold above 314 to be bullish or lose 303 to be bearish. We're stuck in the middle going back and forth between supply and demand, just range bound. Amazon's going to be favoring essentially 232 plus. Meta is favoring 750 and 754, but it's also very choppy, so it might push a little bit. Google's quite bullish, favoring 211 plus. Our next target is going to be 212.5 and 215. And Microsoft is range bound between 511 and 506. I think it might just consolidate in this range. As the market's trying to push, the VIX is still dipping. It tried to bounce only to get a rejection. We're watching to see if 14 holds. If not, this could be dipping a bit lower. Once again, that is still very important for the market. The market's still breaking out and holding up well, but keep in mind that Tesla is weak. And Tesla will likely test 340. If it doesn't hold, it could be dipping to 336. The overall sales in Europe are not looking that great for Tesla, at least for the month of July. That is one of the contributing factors for why Tesla's trading this way. There could be more news as well that's coming up, but I'm not really as focused on that. I just want to focus more on technicals and keep news kind of like minor for now. So I'll talk more about what's happening to charts and such later on. Until then, I wish you all nothing but the best, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you for listening, and peace out.